When is that one time that you had to turn to the dark side? I was 3 months into my warehouse job working night shifts loading trucks, and one Friday I checked my paycheck and something felt off, and I counted the hours in my head, and the numbers didn't match what I was seeing on the pay stub, and I figured it was just a mistake. So I went to my supervisor and told him my check was short by about $200, and he said he'd look into it and get back to me. But 2 weeks later, when the next check came, the same thing happened, and this time I was missing almost $300, and I started asking the other guys on my shift if they noticed anything weird with their pay, and 3 of them pulled me aside and said, yeah, their checks have been wrong for months, but they were scared to say anything because they had kids and couldn't risk losing their jobs. And one guy told me our supervisor is the one who approves all our time cards before they go to corporate, and that's when I knew something was really wrong. So I started keeping my own records, and every day when I clocked in and out, I'd take a photo of the time clock with my phone, and after a month I compared everything, and I was missing almost $2,000 in overtime. And if this was happening to all 12 of us on the crew, that's tens of thousands of dollars just gone. And I wanted to go to HR, but the guys told me someone tried that last year with a different problem, and HR sided with management, and the guy got fired too. Weeks later for being late, even though he was never late, and I felt stuck because I needed this job, but I couldn't just let this keep happening. And then I remembered my girlfriend's dad is a lawyer who handles workplace stuff, and I called him and explained everything without using names, and he said what I was describing is wage theft, and it's a federal crime, and if I had documentation, I should file a complaint with the Department of Labor, and they'd investigate, and the company can't fire me for reporting it, and he said he'd help me do it anonymously, so nobody would know it was me. And I spent 3 days thinking about it, because our supervisor had a family, and I knew this would blow up his whole life, but then I did the math, and he'd stolen over $15,000 from us in just 6 months, and that's rent money and grocery money and medical bills, and he didn't care about our families, so why should I care about his? And I gathered all my photos and pay stubs and